Good morning, students. This session is for class 11th physics. Student, today we are going to study topics subtraction of vectors. Then we will study scalar product of two vectors and vector product of two vectors. Before starting today's our topic, students, let us revise the topic which we have completed yesterday. So yesterday the last topic we completed, this was direction cosine of a vector. So you can see here, if any vector A subtend angle alpha, beta and gamma with x-axis, y-axis and z-axis respectively, and its component means the component of vector A along the axis means along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis are ax, ay and az. Then cos alpha is given by ax upon a, cos beta is given by ay upon a, and cos gamma is given by az upon a. So finally we can write cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. So you can square these terms and add together, you will get this relation. So this we have completed yesterday. Let's start today's topic, that is subtraction of vectors. Okay, so students, you know what is meaning of subtraction, but this is not the simple algebraic subtraction, but this one is vector subtraction. Okay, so the procedure of vector subtraction is, you can see here, subtraction of vector b from vector a is defined as the addition of vector minus b or negative of vector b to vector a. Okay, so it means if you want to find the value of a minus b, if you want the value of a minus b, you can see here, this one is a subtraction of a and b. So if you want to find out the value of a minus b, it means subtraction of a and b. So you should add a plus minus b, and it will be equal to a minus b. Okay, so subtraction of vector b to vector a means addition of vector minus b to vector a. Okay, this is the simple meaning, right? Now let me give you one example of subtraction of vector. Suppose this one is vector a, okay, and this one is vector b. Okay, so this gives, it means if this one is b, you can see here this one is b and this one is a. So now this value gives resultant r, that is a plus b. But if you want to find the value of a minus b, so you should draw first minus vector, this one is. So this vector, it means opposite to vector b is negative, it means this vector is minus b. Now if you add this vector a to vector minus b, you can see here, this gives the value, this is the value r, and is equal to a plus minus b. Okay, so this one is a plus minus b. So you can see here, by this method you can find out the value of subtraction of two vectors. If you want to find out a minus b, so you must have vector a, then you have vector b. So first try to find out vector minus b and then add that minus b to a, and you will get a minus b. Okay, so this is the simple method by which you can find out subtraction of two vectors a and b. The vectors may be p and q, x and y. Okay, so you can find out the value of a minus b or p minus q or x minus y. Okay, so this is subtraction of vectors. Our next topic is multiplication of a vector So multiplication of vector by a real number, okay, by real number. So let's see what happened if a vector is multiplied by a real number. So you can see here, when a vector a is multiplied by a real number n, then its magnitude becomes n times, but direction and unit remains unchanged. So you can see here, suppose this n is 3. Okay, suppose this n is 3 and there is a vector a. So if you multiply this vector a with 3, you will get 3a. You will get 3a. In this case, the direction and the magnitude of vector does not change. Sorry, in this case direction of vector a does not change, but its magnitude becomes 3 times. Okay, in this case magnitude of vector a becomes 3 times, whereas its direction remains same. So it means if you have this vector, suppose this is vector a, now if you multiply this vector by 3, you will get 3 times longer vector. So this one is 3, this vector, you can see this vector, this one is 3a vector, and this one is vector a. So if you multiply a vector by real number, the magnitude of the vector will be changed and becomes n times if n is real number, and its direction, you can see in these two vectors their directions are same and both of them are along x-axis. Okay, so their direction will not change, but the magnitude will become n times the initial value, where n is the real number. Okay, now second one is by a scalar. So you can see here, when a vector a is multiplied by a scalar s, suppose s is scalar, then its magnitude becomes s times, and its unit is the product of unit of a and s, but direction remains same as that of vector a. Okay, so this one is the product by scalar. So you can see here, when vector a is multiplied by vector s, then its magnitude becomes s times. So magnitude will increase by s, or you can say s times, and unit of a and s becomes the product. So and unit is the product of unit of a and s. Okay, so unit is product of unit of a and s, you can see here, but the direction remains same as that of vector a. So if you can see in the diagram, this one is vector a, suppose this one is vector s. Okay, suppose vector a denotes the force and vector s denotes the displacement. So the final answer of this product, this scalar product, will be the work. That is a scalar quantity, it means that does not have any direction, but unit of this work is product of unit of s and unit of f. So this is the meaning of this statement. Okay, so this is the product by scalar. Now we are going to find out the magnitude of scalar product or dot product of two vectors. So if you want to find out the magnitude of dot product or scalar product of two vectors, you must remember this definition, or this is the this gives the value of dot product actually. So you can see here the statement: the scalar product of two vectors is equal to the product of their magnitudes and the cosine of the smaller angle between them. It is denoted by dot. Let me repeat the statement: the scalar product of two vectors is equal to the product of their magnitudes and cosine of the smaller angle between them, and it is denoted by dot. So what is meaning of these statements? Let me give you one example. You can see here, suppose this one is a vector and this one is another vector. Okay, suppose this one is vector A, this one is vector B, this angle is theta, so the scalar product of these two vector A and B is given by A dot B. A, then dot. This dot is also read as scalar. So you can read this as A dot B or A scalar product B, you can say. Okay. So the value of this scalar product A dot B is found to be A dot B is equal to A. This one is the magnitude of vector A. You can write here arrow. So the A is magnitude of A and this B is magnitude of B, and this theta, you can see here, this theta is angle that is smaller angle. You can see there is another angle, this one is the greater. So cosine of the smaller angle between the two vectors A and B. So you can see here A dot B is equal to A magnitude of A, then B, this is magnitude of B, and the cosine of smaller angle between A and B. This will give you the magnitude of the scalar product of two vectors. Okay, this is because the scalar product of two vectors, the result will be scalar. This part is a scalar, so it does not have direction. This part is a scalar quantity. It means this A dot B is scalar. It means it does not have direction. So this is scalar or dot product of two vectors, and I hope you understand how you can find out the value of dot product of two vectors. So in this picture you can see here, you can see, suppose this B is one vector and then A is another vector, and this is the angle theta between these two. Then scalar product of the two vector is a scalar quantity, and that is equal to A then dot B is equal to magnitude of vector A. You can write only A, then magnitude of vector B, you can write B, and then cos of the smaller angle. You can see this theta is smaller, there may be another angle between these two is like this, so we need this smaller angle. So cos theta. Why it is known as scalar product? Because after product this will become a scalar quantity. Okay, so this is known as scalar product of two vectors. The product, the result will be scalar. This term is scalar. Okay, so it is known as scalar, SCALAR. You can write like this. Since the result is a scalar physical quantity, so this product is known as scalar product of two vectors. Okay, So I hope you understand the concept of scalar product of two vectors. Since this part does not have any direction, so there is no need to write direction because it does not have direction. So let us understand the properties of the scalar product of vector. So you can see here properties of scalar product. First one is scalar product is commutative. You know about commutative. In simple algebra you have studied commutative law. If you can write 1 into 2 is equal to 2 into 1. So this 1 into 2, the left hand side is equal to right hand side, or you can write 2 into 3 is equal to 3 into 2. So this, in the simple algebra the product follow the commutative law. Similarly in vector scalar product also follow commutative law, and you can see here a dot b, this one is dot, so a dot b is equal to b dot a. So these two are equal because you know that these two does not have any direction and they are equal in magnitude, so they follow commutative law. Okay, now the second one is scalar product is distributive. So student, I hope you know what is distributive law. So you can see here, if you write something like this, suppose 2 in bracket 1 plus 3. So in simple algebra you can write this 2 into 1 plus this one is 2 into 1 plus 2 into 3. Okay, so this one is known as distributive law. Students, scalar product also follow this law. You can see here, if you write a dot b plus c, so this will be equal to a dot b means the scalar product of a with b, and then scalar product of a with c. Okay, so a dot b plus a dot c you can write here. So it means this scalar product is distributive in nature. It is also commutative in nature, which was the first properties. Now the third property is, you can see here third, scalar product of two perpendicular vectors is 0. So suppose two vectors are perpendicular to each other, you can see here, suppose these two are the vectors and the angle between them is 90 degree. We are always taking the smaller angle. Okay, so this angle is 90, this angle is much larger, and you can say this one is 270 degree, but we will take the smaller angle between these two vectors. So suppose this angle is 90 degree, so this property says scalar product of two perpendicular vectors is 0. So by definition a dot b is equal to ab cos 90. Okay, according to the definition of scalar product. So since cos 90 is 0, this whole part becomes 0. So a dot b is 0, right? It means scalar product of two perpendicular vectors is 0. So this was the third property. Let us discuss fourth property. So this says scalar product of two parallel vectors is equal to the product of their magnitudes. Okay, so I hope you understand by the statement. Let me repeat the statement. Scalar product of two parallel vectors is equal to product of their magnitudes. So you can see here a dot b is equal to magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cos 0. This is by definition because these two are parallel, so angle between A and B is 0. So you can take theta as 0. So cos 0 is equal to 1. So A dot B is equal to AB. So you can see here the scalar product of two vectors A and B is equal to the product of magnitude of that vectors. You can see here it is equal to A magnitude of A into magnitude of B. Next, fifth, you can see here scalar product of a vector with itself is equal to the square of its magnitude. Okay, you can see here, let me repeat this statement. Scalar product of a vector with itself is equal to the square of its magnitude. So student, suppose this one is vector A. Now you can take this vector A is parallel to itself by the same vector A. So you can find out value of A dot A. So A, if A is a vector, then another A similar to A is parallel to A. So in that case the angle between A and A is 0. So if angle is 0, cos 0 is 1. So you will get A dot A is equal to A square. So this same thing is your statement, and that is scalar product of a vector with itself, मतलब उसी के साथ, with itself is equal to the square of its magnitude. Okay, so I hope you understand the property number 5. Then the next one is 6th property. So you can see here scalar product of orthogonal unit vectors. Scalar product of orthogonal unit vectors. So you can see here the scalar product of orthogonal unit vectors. First let me tell you what is meaning of orthogonal unit vectors. We have discussed about orthogonal unit vector, but let us revise. So you know that there are x, y and z axes, and these axes are perpendicular to each other. It means they are at 90 degree to each other, x axis, y axis, and this z axis is actually perpendicular and outward to the plane of paper. Okay, perpendicular and outward. So the vector that is unit vector along x axis and vector that is unit vector along y axis and unit vector along z axis are given by I cap, j cap and k cap. So these three unit vectors along three mutually perpendicular x, y, z axes are known as orthogonal unit vectors. So you can see here the angle between I and j is 90, then angle between j and k is again 90, then angle between I and k is 90. Okay, so it means angle between any two vectors in this case is 90 degree. So by using this value and the knowledge that the magnitude of all these vectors, it means magnitude of I is equal to 1. Similarly magnitude of j is also 1. Similarly magnitude of k is also 1 because they are unit vectors. So we know, or we know two things about these vectors, that these all, which means these three have magnitude 1 and they are at angle 90 degree to each other. It means any pair among these three have are at angle 90 degree. Any pair among these three are at 90 degree. Okay, so by using these things, let us understand the dot product. So let's see here I dot j. So I dot j is defined as the magnitude of I into magnitude of j into cos of angle between I and j. So since we know that the angle between I and j or j and k or k and I are 90 degree, it means cos 90 for these all these pairs are 0. So the resultant of these scalar product is 0. You can take k dot I, then angle between these two is 90, so cos 90 is 0, so product is 0. Similarly j dot k, similarly I dot j. Okay, so I hope you understand why this I dot j is equal to j dot k is equal to k dot I is 0. Now we are going to understand this part. So in this part you can see I dot I. So if you take I, then I is along x-axis, again I, this one is again along x-axis. It means these two are parallel to each other. Okay, I and I are parallel to each other. It means angle between them is 0. If angle is 0, cos 0 is 1. So I dot I is equal to magnitude of I, that is 1, into magnitude of I, that is again 1, into cos 0, that is again 1. So the final answer is 1. Similarly for j dot j and similarly for k dot k. So these two identity we will use when we will solve the numerical problems based on scalar product. These two identity will help you to solve the question in short. Okay, so must remember these things, that is I dot I is equal to j dot j is equal to k dot k is equal to 1. It means the scalar product of a vector with itself gives value square is equal to square of their magnitude, or if they are unit vector then that will be 1. But if the two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then their scalar product must be 0, either they are unit vector or not. Okay, so these two identities will play a very important role when we will study when we will solve the numerical problems. Now the next one is scalar product in Cartesian coordinates. So you can see here a vector A can be represented by the component ax, ay and az, and B is represented by bx, by and bz, where ax, ay and az are component of vector A along x, y and z axis. Similarly bx, by and bz are component of vector B along x, y and z axis. Okay, you can see here there is a dot product, this one is the dot. So by using the property of I dot I, you can see here I dot I will give you 1. It means you will get ax bx. Now I dot j will be 0 and I dot k is again 0. It means if you try to get product with I from this part, we will get only ax bx. Similarly with j you will get only the part j and other are 0, because j dot I is 0, then j dot j is 1 and j dot k is 0. So you will get only ay and by, and similarly in the last you will get az bz, because k dot I is 0, k dot j is again 0 and k dot k is 1. So if you want to find out the value of a dot b, then write them in component form and try to get product with the same unit vector. Other will be 0, because they are any two are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so I hope you understand the concept of scalar product of two vector quantities and their different properties. So student, it is very important to revise this topic and try to solve at least 10 questions based on the topic for deep understanding of the concept. Okay, so take your book, there is a lot of exercise, select any 10 exercise, okay, based on the scalar product of two vectors, or and try to solve, try to write down in your copy. For any problem you can contact on Facebook, or we are connecting in online classes, so you can discuss your problem there. Okay, thank you for watching. In the next class we will study the vector or cross product of two vectors. So try to study this topic, it will be beneficial for you. Thank you for watching.